Die. I gotta feel like I'm seeing through a dimension.
Hi everyone, how's it going? This is not First We Feast and I'm not Sean Evans, but we are doing the Hot Ones Challenge, the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. In the hot seat today, we have Jarrett Sullivan, who just turned 40.
Yeah, 40! Classic garlic Fresno. Shake it real good. And because I didn't want to toss all these, we're just gonna last dab all of them. So, first wing.
First wang.
There we go.
Whoa.
That came out real fast. First one.
Cheers. Oh, fine. Don't cheers me. Whatever. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, man. So, you just turned 40.
I just turned 40.
And you decided to do the Hot Ones Challenge.
Yes.
Echoing what others have asked you, why?
I think just because I'm a fan of the show, and it seems like the concept is very interesting, and then I like hot sauce, so might as well put myself through a course of pain as a test my fortitude and stamina at 40 years old.
Island wings, adobo loco.
Adobo Loco Island Wings. Pineapple cayenne. All right.
That's really good.
That's delicious.
So Jarrett,
Yeah,
you were born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
correct.
What is your favorite meal from the Bayou State?
That's a really good question, because like beignets are always excellent. My mom would make a crawfish etouffee that was really, really nice. And they also did a traditional kind of jambalaya that I haven't had in a long time because it's got sausage and all sorts of stuff in it. So I haven't had a vegan jambalaya in a while. But probably jambalaya now that I think about it. Mom would make it, Dad would make it. It's really good.
Jambalaya is good. Jambalaya is good. Mezcaline.
A Walk-In Hot Sauce by Burns and McCoy. If your name is Burns and you start a hot sauce company,
You're doing it right.
yeah, you're just following your destiny.
Think.
Roasty. That's sweet.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Nope.
That's still good. And I'm doing better than I thought I would.
Good.
How you feeling?
Feeling fine. A little warm.
Definitely warm. So you worked at the popular YouTube channel Corridor Digital for several years.
I did.
Making props and helping create content. Earning you the nickname Budget Adam Savage.
Budget Adam Savage, that's me.
What prop or piece of content are you most proud of making while working there?
When we did the like urban Zelda, I did all the costumes and like the gun. That was the Master Sword, but gun. So we bought or were given a really nice airsoft rifle, and then I took it apart and then did a color scheme, and we got decals that Christian ordered, and then I thought that turned out even better than I expected it to. Like I was like, oh, this should be pretty cool. But when we got done with it, I was like, oh, this looks really good. Like it kind of fell apart near the end of the shoot. We were really rough on it. But that's one thing. If I could have stolen something, I think I would have taken that one, because I thought that turned out real nice. That video was only all right. It was entertaining. You have a voice cameo.
I was also in that video.
Yeah.
And so next we have Los Calientes Verde.
Ooh. Love a Verde sauce.
Me too.
This is a Hot Ones official sauce.
Nice.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm actually doing better than I thought. I thought I would tap out by now, but I'm okay.
I like human.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Are they getting spicier?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like it is.
No, it really
Is it my
doesn't.
hubris? Are we gonna find
They
out
might be
later?
lulling us into a false sense of security.
It is coming to my nose.
Yeah, I feel it. I mean, I feel the heat. But the tomatillo is nice in that too. Anyway, as a pretty avid gamer,
Yeah.
what's your favorite video game of all time?
Ooh. The all-time, as a typical gamer millennial, goes to Chrono Trigger.
Sure.
Because it's my first JRPG, you know, kind of changed the idea of what an RPG is. It has all the classic tropes of a JRPG with time travel and like cool-haired anime boy and robots and the end of the world that you have to prevent. And then, of course, like an interesting twist with how like the main character dies for a little while. Then you got to go back in time and save him. And
Spoilers.
Yeah. So... It's 4 years for a 20-some-year-old game.
Yeah.
So that one is always up there because of that experience.
So now we have the 7th Reaper, red chimichurri Carolina Reaper hot sauce.
Okay, this should definitely kick it up.
This is gonna. I might have to tap out after this one.
Okay.
Pink. That's also nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a slow creeper.
Yeah, Carolina Reaper doesn't have a great flavor.
It's a slow creep though. It's hot.
Very gentle, look at my eyes. Oh yeah, it's got some heat.
Be careful around your eyes.
Yep. All right, I've made it through the first 5 without
You've got-
touching my ice water or my milk
Good
yet.
for you. Yeah, rub it in. It's fine. As like
It is hot.
like most of us, middle school and high school was kind of a rough time for you.
Yes.
If you could give encouragement or a piece of advice to your teen self, what would it be?
I tell him it's gonna be okay. You are correct that when you leave this shitty place and all these shitty people, your life significantly improves. You are right. That is the problem. When I got out of there, life significantly improved because I wasn't just the kid we made fun of from elementary school all the way through all those years. So like when I got out of there, suddenly like people were nice to me and I was kind of cool and people liked hanging out with me because I was just this like weird, like excited guy. And they were, you know.
And now you're our weird excited.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go water. That Carolina Reaper's getting pretty hot.
Yeah, it is a slow creep, but it gets there. It gets there.
Wow.
I made it to. I was like, I want to make it to Carolina Reaper, and I did. But I'm gonna try one more, guys. Collards and Ghosts. I wasn't sure I could get this far, but we're gonna go to Collards and Ghosts.
College Ghosts. I feel like my face is turning very warm.
My tongue feels like it's on fire.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Much better flavor. It's sweet and smoky. Roasty. And it's got some heat. Woo! Woo!
Yeah. You're the Dapper DM on Fables of Refuge.
Correct.
Do you have a favorite monster or creature in D&D?
I'm getting low. Hold on, I gotta like, gotta pat dry. Woo! Woo! Yeah, now it's getting in there. Hold on.
Yeah, that
favorite creature.
That goes back. Yeah, favorite creature in D&D.
I feel like that one hit my uvula. So now it's warm.
It's sitting on the back of my tongue.
Yes, my favorite creature, just because I love them, and you can do any weird thing with them. The more I move my tongue, the more it hurts.
Yep.
Are kobolds.
Yep. Kobolds.
I love kobolds. Yeah, I'm gonna go for oat milk. I'll just let that sit for a second. Kobolds, they used to be like dog people. Kind of now they're more little dragon people. And I really like that change. And I just like making them really weird. And I gave them their own like god, little like aspect of Bahamut that they follow. Sue.
I'm a fan of Sue. I like Sue.
Yeah, and in the new setting, she's Hamu.
Right.
She's going by a new name. Because in Pathfinder, Bahamut is Apsu, and then in D&D, Bahamut's Bahamut. So I went from Su, who was Apsu, to Hamu from Bahamut. So now it's Hamu.
Why does it get hotter?
It's
Jesus Christ.
It's definitely getting hotter. But I do like it. I do like the color changes a lot.
Flavor's nice, but it just keeps getting hotter.
Yep.
Why?
I don't know.
I've thrown all professional decorum out the window now, guys. Sorry.
All right, this is a Tierfink's Curse.
Great.
Yellow bell pepper, which is great. I'm looking forward to that. Scorpion peppers and ghost peppers and cayenne. So my glasses are sliding off my face. I'm sweating so much.
I'm not sweating. I'm just crying. My eyes are sweating, guys. My eyes are sweating.
Yeah, I feel like my pulse is increased. Citrusy. Mm-hmm. Scorpion pepper kind of tastes like that one.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's just hot.
It's a little sweeter. I do feel like
on the sweeter
it's
side.
starting not as hot, so I feel like we've kind of done a little valley here before we get to the horribleness that's coming.
I almost poured it in the hot sauce. You know, that one's not... So I don't think that one's as bad as the collars and...
Yeah. Post that, it doesn't seem as intense.
It doesn't feel as intense.
It is lingering. My lips are hot. And I got sweat coming out of the very top of my head. I think it's time to just remove the fedora.
You've been an actor, a puppeteer, and a filmmaker.
Yep.
What is your favorite role or project you've worked on or done?
It's a really good question. I really liked working on White Liars.
Yeah. That's also what I meant.
Yeah.
So you liked working on all the things I did.
Correct. I really thought that was very collaborative. And nice. And then we did with Neil Fennell and Matt Van Brockern and Lisa Mamatsa. And what's his name? Oh gosh, I'm blaming it on the hot sauce. No, our older actor friend who's a genius back in New York. But we did a short for Eric. Yeah, we did a short called
Moroccan Birdhouse.
Yeah, Moroccan Birdhouse. That's right. And we shot it at Coney Island, and I was the DP. It was one of the first things I shot. And we used the 5E from American Movie Co. And it turned out so nice.
It was really nice.
It looked really good. It was a charming piece that Neil and Eric wrote, and then Matt and Lisa and Eric were so good in it, and it was so funny and nice. And I'm still really proud of that one. I'm overjoyed to have worked on Mystery Science Theater 3000 because we watched that in our theater movie class. My high school theater teacher was like, these guys watch these terrible movies over and over and over again and make all these jokes for us, and that's what they get to do. And that's but it's also not mean. It's not mean spirited. It's just making fun of the kind of ridiculous situation, and then get to work on that was huge. And sitting next to Joel and him kind of explaining that seems a little too mean, or he talked about how you can't do a parody of a parody. So and they accidentally did that in, I think, season 2 of the Netflix one, where they did a sequel, but the sequel was a parody of the first one. He's like, you can't make jokes of a sequel because it's already making fun of itself, so that doesn't work. And so he was a little I should have, he felt like he didn't do his due diligence. That was interesting to learn. And then just how Low Rent it was kind of done, and how he was it's rock and roll, man. This is punk rock, man. But it was to work on something that you loved as a kid and then get to be a part of it. That felt very uplifting. And then working on the kind of last iteration of Reading Rainbow, which is huge for me because I got to work with LeVar and just be there on top of getting to go behind the scenes at the Magic Castle.
Yeah.
and all sorts of stuff we did with LeVar. And that's someone who is also a childhood hero, and to do that, like those projects were really amazing. And then one of the neatest places I've been is behind the clock of the north-facing side of Grand Central Terminal, where I got to carry a teleprompter up a ladder for us to shoot there, and I got to open up the 6 and look out of it. So like that was that. Who else? How many like over the course of the history of that building? How many people have even been in there? 100? You know. So so that was really really cool. The horror that is Da Bomb Evolution. There you go. Ooh, I can already.
I smell it. It's awful.
It's very Tabasco smelling. Do you smell that? Is it? How is that?
And I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
cry.
you see all that goo there.
Yep.
Ready? Okay.
Boop. Get more on there. Oh. Ugh. It's disgusting. It's not
Tastes
good.
bad.
It's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. Oh. That's really gross. It tastes bad. It's making me
Oh my
sweat
God.
before it gets hot in my mouth. Oh, there was some spit. That was fun. Wasn't expecting that to happen. Ugh,
That is foul
it's gross.
and hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's coming up on me.
Yeah, that one's... like sits at the back of your throat and
It's under my
awful.
tongue.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm supposed to ask you a question.
Yep.
You went vegan several years ago. Before that, you were vegetarian for some time.
6 years vegan.
What was the turning point for you that made you go full vegan?
Okay. Ow. My tongue. It hurts. So, oh God. It's very, it's like flames coming up and around the bottom of my tongue to the top of it.
Uh-huh.
And there's no, like,
It's under.
there's no safety. There's no brakes on it. There's no good flavor to make you go, hey, that was worth doing. Hold on, I'll get to the vegan.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is
It's awful.
really terrible. Okay, so one day I think I was working a job, and ow, oof, and oh God, it hurts. It hurts me. And they was talking about how destructive environmentally animal agriculture is. Oh man, it's really bad. And is the side of my mouth numb? Is it making me drool? So I was like, oh. And it was just like how awful that industry is for animals, and then just how bad it is for the environment. So, and I'm someone who has ate cheese, steak, cheese, steak, all of it. Went on barbecue vacations, everything. Eating wild animals and all sorts of stuff. Ow, God, it's still going. Oh, then we gotta clean one of these. And so it just affected me so much that I was just like, oh, this is unsustainable for the world and for me, and it's really terrible. We should try to give it up. And I came home and told you I think we should try being vegetarian, and you were on board. And it was also like, let's do this weekday veg idea that I had heard on a podcast. That was like, you're a vegetarian 5 days a week. You have meat on the weekends, just to reduce, kind of a reduction technique for the planet, so that you're not putting so much ecological pressure from the animal agriculture industry. And then, we did that for a few years. I got fat because cheese is the number one source of fat in the American diet. I essentially just replaced meat with cheese, and we only were like weekday veg for like a month or two, and then we're just full vegetarian. It was actually pretty easy to give it up, which was surprising. And then, but then I gained a lot of weight, because you're eating all this dairy. Oh, hold for sirens. Can I have ice? Can someone get me more ice, please? Now we're back. Okay. So then, well, one day, my dad had already had heart surgery when I was little, but he called me. He had to have a stent put in for his heart, and he's fine. And everything that went fine, but he told me, like, he was in the hospital after the surgery and was talking to me on the phone, and he just said, Jarrett, just like, make sure you watch your cholesterol. And I was like, yes, sir, I will. So then I was like, okay, well, what's the number one thing for controlling cholesterol? That's not being on a statin. There's nothing wrong, I think, with statins, but I was like, what can I do now? Because my cholesterol was high as a vegetarian. And so I was like, oh, if you eat a plant-based diet, then you're not consuming any cholesterol because you make it and then your body makes it and then you also get it from eating animal products. It's not in any plants whatsoever. So it's like, oh, well, if I need to watch my cholesterol, I should just stop consuming cholesterol. It seems very straightforward when you think of it that way. And while that wasn't a thing until about now that the doctors recommend, it's in the 90s when my dad was on a heart-friendly diet, they told him all he needed to do was stop, but we were already on it in the 80s, but he told him to stop buttering his bread and stop and take the skin off your chicken at the restaurants. That was the dietary nutrition advice that my father was given after having heart surgery. Everything else was fine. So and now it's like, oh, so that pushed me to veganism, and then embracing the ethics of veganism was very simple because we had already done that with rejecting eating meat. So it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to take part of the animal agriculture industry because it's awful for animals, and it's like focus. Veganism is an ethical position about animal liberation, and we have to do our best to just not be involved in that and just like vote with your dollar. I'm saying I'm not going to take part in this. I'm not going to be a part of it. And so like health-wise, my cholesterol is still like moderate high, but not dangerous because I genetically have high cholesterol. But I'm not on any medication for it. I'm controlling all that with my diet. And then the ethics keep me in because like bacon still smells great, a steak still smells great. I'm not one of those vegans that has like lost the appetite for meat or the desire to not eat meat. I still miss pepperoni and all that kind of stuff. But it's the look at how animals are treated, look how wrong it is to kill them for this thing to eat for your pleasure that you don't have to be a part of. Keeps me in it so that like the times I'm like, oh man, a steak would be really nice. One, it would make me very sick because it's been a long time. My gut biome is completely different. So digesting it would be very difficult. But that keeps me in when I think about like the Gentle Barn and those wonderful animals that they're keeping there for life and making sure they're happy and healthy. And you can see how full of life and like sentient animals are. I know. That's you too, doggies too, and that keeps me in it. So I'm pretty dedicated to it, and I can't ever see that changing. Hence why cauliflower wings that I make. This is Psycho hot sauce by Dingo. Warning extreme, 15 out of 10 heat. Cool. If the scale is to 10, how do you go over it? Is that math? It's made in Australia. Fresh chili peppers, Morstead Psycho, Moruga Scorpion, Trinidad Scorpion, and Carolina Reaper.
I have to tap out at this point because I may throw up if I eat more.
Okay. Does anyone want to try spicy dingo sauce in Jess's place?
It's fine.
It's got laughs. Cowards! Cowards! No, I'm just kidding.
I would, but I honestly think if I eat anything, I will throw up.
Okay, dingo. So. Here we go. I got a little collards and greens on there too, so. Kind of that same flavor from the Hawaiian that I don't like. I kind of feel like my tongue just went numb.
No, leave it.
I was doing that slow heat from the back. Yeah, I don't like that flavor profile. Like, collards and greens was so good. And Tyrfing's Curse was kind of nice and sweet, and the pineapple was so nice. But that like ghost pepper, like Carolina Reaper flavor.
Don't care for.
No, I don't. It's one of those like, it must be very polarizing because I feel like people that do like it must like really like it, and I don't like it. But it's not too bad. It's definitely not as bad as the bomb.
All right, well, it's the time of the show where we do Explain That Gram, where we do the deep dive into the guest's Instagram and have them explain that gram.
Yeah, so that's me as a gentleman Spider-Man.
Gentleman Spider-Man.
That's from a corridor shoot that was called Not Spider-Man, where Peter got almost bit by the spider, but then smashed it, flushed it down the toilet. Then the whole New York City became Spider-Man, and he was the only one that was not Spider-Man. So we all had, it's still in there. So we all put on Spider-Man costumes and different like accoutrement to change up which one was like not like all these different Spider-Man, like Construction Spider-Man and Gentleman Spider-Man and Ballet Spider-Man, all sorts of stuff. And that's me and Elvira.
There you go.
Cassandra. I get to work with Cassandra every now and then. She's the best. So sweet. So nice. She's got a little attitude. She's got a little edge to her, which is really, really funny. Her girlfriend's super nice. And anybody that's like loves like campy 80s horror knows Elvira. And that was actually on a green screen, that particular image. And I took the green screen out and put like a haunted house in the back to make it look more fun. But
nice.
That was at the end of the day of the shoot, and she was taking pictures of people. And generally in crew, you don't like take pictures. But she was like, Jared, you want to take a picture? I was like, yeah. So I jumped in and took a picture, and she's so nice.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. You've done it. Almost. It's time for the last dab.
Last dab. Oh, I am feeling a little gross.
Yep.
Okay, we're here. My body's shaking.
Even though this whole the whole series has kind of been a last dab.
Yeah, we've done a laugh dab sequence. That's okay. Oh yeah, I don't feel great.
You can do it.
Same flavor.
Not good. No.
No.
That's unfortunate. As a teleprompter operator, you've worked with former presidents and A-listers. Who's your favorite person you've worked with? Who's your least favorite?
Oh, that was gross. That was gross too. Why is that? People said that one was good. It's not good. Least favorite, I can say in general, is regular people. Regular people don't know how to be on camera. Oh, I feel gross. Regular people can't read. Meaning that like they read like they're reading words off a script. Like they don't know how to relax. Oh, it's hot. And it takes so many takes, and it's just such long days. I love actors. Actors know how to read. Actors know how to just be, and can like know how to present. So much better. Favorites, least favorites. Earlier in my career, I prompted for Cyndi Lauper, and while she was perfectly nice to me, she was real mad at the director for whatever reason, and she was like really mean to him, and it scared me. So I thought she was really intense and kind of a lot. But as I got older, I kind of realized, as I was like in it more, that one, women have a much harder time in the industry, and so they have to like, when they put their foot down, it seems bigger because you're like supposed to be accommodating or whatever, and fuck that. It's hot.
Yeah.
God, it's really hot.
More. Okay.
I'm so full too.
Yeah.
I should have cut them. Favorites. It's so hot right now. I'm dying. I gotta feel like I'm seeing through a dimension. I can't even think. Oh, Ayers great. That's not going away.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill's incredible. He's super nice. He cares. I got to be in his house, which is great. That was just amazing for me as a nerd to get to be around his presence. You can help me. Who else?
Michelle Obama.
Yeah,
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's really, really funny. Oh God, I'm so uncomfortable. Bill Clinton came in. I was doing a live thing at a charity. I feel like I'm gonna barf. Loosen up.
Yeah.
I'm full unbuttoning. I feel gross. And Bill Clinton came up to me and he was like, "Hey, you my teleprompter operator?" I was like, "Yes, sir." And he was like, "All right. I'm probably gonna go off it." I was like, "All right." He's like, "If I don't," he's like, "If I don't come back in like 5 minutes, just go to black." I was like, "Okay, yes, sir." And that's what he did. Like he went off it, and then like for about 5 minutes, and then I just turned it to black, and then he just spoke for like 45 minutes, like off the cuff, and was incredible. And so I got paid, and I just got to sit there and witness his ability to just be an orator. That was really, really great. Oh, my fingers are cold, and it feels good.
Well, I won't make you answer anymore.
My brains.
Okay.
I'm sure there's lots.
Well, I'm sure there is. Well, you did it. You took on the wings of death for your 40th birthday.
I feel gross.
Yeah. So this camera, or this camera, tell people what you got going on in your life.
Hey, I'm the Dapper Dungeon Master. You can watch me on Fables of Refuge. We just did a Star Wars one. That's really great. Check that out. This was for my friends and family to watch me do this to myself. I don't know why. That was the first question. Why do it? I don't know. Halfway through, I was so confident, and I knew it was my hubris. And now, these last three, these ones were okay. Not great, but okay. Hot, but good. These ones, it was like, this was hell. Don't do that. Yeah, I did it. Thanks so much. Thanks for interviewing me, love.
You're welcome. I've been Jess Ayers, not Sean Evans, and this has been Sort of Hot Ones with Jarrett.
I think Lilu survived it.
I think Lily's fine.